というわけで、どういうわけだ？続きからやっていきます。あれ、音回ってるこれ。ミュートにしてあるよな。大丈夫か。とりあえず大丈夫ということで進めたいが、こんな音の響き方してたっけ？なんか聞こえる気がするけど大丈夫かな。はい。というわけで、本屋で、聞き込みをしていたところ、ママさんに、ここの店主のお母さんに、娘を寒空の下立たすんじゃねえよ、ストレス溜まってもう爪噛みまくってもう深爪どころの話じゃねえぞみたいなことを言ったらですね、ちょっと柔和な態度を取りまして、子供を家の中に店の中にちゃんと入れることに成功し、その結果、かっこいい帽子をいただきましたと。で、あと袋を手に入れたので、空き容器を拾えるようになりましたんで、なんか瓶をいっぱい集めるっていう、龍が如くセブンの一番最初の、缶集めのミニゲームが始まりました。っていうぐらいかな。で、本屋さんには一旦用がないので出て、お金をちょっと持ってないので、あんまりここで買うのもあれかなっていう感じなんで、ちょっと待って。自分のところのマイクはイヤホンがうるさかった。ちょっと調整して。こっちに行くと何があるんだ？ちょっと失礼。キーボードが遠かった。少女がいる。これか。
Hey, up here, Piggo. The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
俺たちはお嬢ちゃんの名前が知りたかっただけだ。そんなに警戒しなくていい。法であるこの俺に向かってなんだその口の利き方は。とりあえず血液型から聞かせてもらってそこから深めていくとしよう。そうだな。血液型から聞かせてもらおうかな。
Go where? Accosting a minor?
Listen to your partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
女は持っている。これなんて読むんだ？印刷の札に毛って書いてなんて読むんだ？知らない。要はペンキを塗るブラシってことなのかな？ 壁をどうするつもりなんだ。先日起きた、さっきからチラチラと横ばかり向いているが何を見てるん
The
だ。
lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
お、そこにも女が。女だ。はい。
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
オゾンスの、オゾンヌかのバイタが、あの女は誰かが常に監視しなくちゃならない。
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days travel away from Rivershore. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
はあ。
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her.
ワイル
She's
ド
a
パインズ
professional
の代
negotiator,
表だろう。
though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
結局中身のある情報は何も話してくれない気がする。う
You
ん。
should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know?
こ
Do
ちら
your
の
thing.
想定外の質問をするん
Don't
だ。
be
い
afraid to get a bit
つも通りに
wacky.
やればいい。
Throwing her off is our best bet.
少々奇抜に思えることでも臆することなく口にして構わない。言ったな、お前。この冬をつけば僕たちにも賞賛が見えてくるはず。
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're. I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant. Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos
なるほど。
with a world's
壁
highest
に
invitation.
アートを描いて、それで、ちょっとなんか、ことを起こそうみたいな話か。つまり何を描けばいいか
Have
わ
you
からないと
ever
いうことか。
tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most
歌
people
が
write
帰れとか、モナ
unimaginative
参上と
stuff,
か。
like pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cards. And my name's not Mona, so
そうっすか。
yeah.
俺はパブリックアートが大好きだ。俺たちにかまず作業を進めてくれ。そうだな。
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come.
She means the opposite.
さて。それじゃあ
Watch
ね。
your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
もう、悪口がひどい。なんか手に入れた？マルティネーズの地図は手に入れ買ったけど、この間。お、回復アイテムゲット。ラッキー。あ、回復アイテムの数なのか、これが。なるほどね。あなたが生涯に稼ぐよりも高価なものだ。なるほど。一旦ここの、 ここの会話大事かもしれないんで、ちょっと事前にセーブを取り、話す。魅力的な女性がヨットのキャビンにもたれ、近づいてくるあなたに向かって微笑みかけている。
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
めっちゃ偉い人じゃん。港の所有者であるワイルドパインズ取締役会社長、代表を務めています。ジョイス・エル・エルは何の略だ？どうして俺たちのことが分かった？なるほど。
Relax. She meant it in jest.
OK。握手します。冷たい手できつくあなたの手を握る。まるで鋼鉄。
If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
褒めてんのかけなしてんのかわかんねえな。病を患っているが、類いまれな能力がある。本当か？
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief even. This is a
さては駆け引きを仕掛けようという魂胆だな。なるほど。
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group.
ワイルドパインズについて教えてくれ。どんな会社なんだ？
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
で、何をやってる会社なんだ？
The Pines' core competency
物
is
流。
logistics.
コンテナや貨物の輸送などに関わっている。
See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things.
なるほど。
And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration.
ああ、もうめちゃくちゃ大コングロマリットなんですね。
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribes.
国王自らが独占権を与えた企業の一つ。
The suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the
昔の家族とか貴族とかがそのまま引き継いで財閥になってみたいな話ってよくありますよね。日本でも。あんたいい会社に勤めてるんだな。
Why, thank you.
他にも教えてほしいことがある。今回のストライキについてどんなことを知っている？すべて。本件におけるあんたの役割は具体的にどういうものなんだ？
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk.
組合の要求をワイルドパインズ社に伝えたら、今度はワイルドパインズ側の対案を持って戻るという感じで、まあ、駒使いにされてるみたいなことを言いたいわけですね。
And how are the talks going?
They're not.
固くなに応じない。
The union stopped all negotiations a week ago.
あの恐ろしいリンチ事件があった後のことよ。
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
そうですよね。リンチがあったということと組合の関連性っていうのを認めたと。
Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
つまりストライキとリンチはつながっているということか？
Yes, I believe there is a connection, but that's a subject for later.
その教授について詳しく教えて。
The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
リンチが起きる前は話し合いうまくいってたのか。
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
難航してる。
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
ストライキが始まったのは12月です。
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
組合に有利な譲歩をしたにもかかわらず、クレア氏はゴーモン氏との話し合いを拒んだ。組合のボスであるクレア氏との話し合いに行き詰まってしまったところで私を引き継いだ。
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both
Needle.
times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
結構ストで頑張ってるんですね。権利を手にすることを。
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
奴らはどんなことを要求しているの？
There are leaflets everywhere and banners. What every
すべ
worker,
ての労働者
a
は
member
取
of
締
the
役
board.
会の一員に。
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
どうも事業というのは全く分かっていないようだな。
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
すべての労働者は取締役会の一員と比べたら随分おとなしい主張だけど、民主主義を消耗せよというものなの。それってそもそもどういう意味なんだ？
It's quite simple, you see. Every
ワイルドパイン
time
ズ
the
グループは
Wild
何らかの
Pines
決
group
定を
makes
下
a
すたび、
decision about what? About anything really. It
本
needs
当
the
に
signature of
ど
each
んな
of
些
the
細なことを。
2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
そうか、そういうことになるのか。直接民主制だとそうなるか。
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22
だからまあ代表権とか代
terminals
表
owned by Wild
の
Pines. Essentially,
権
not
限以上と
only
かあ
are
るわ
they
けですからね。
kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
ああ。これ一本取られたら随分面白いことを言うもんだな。
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was
ど
they
っ
would
から
prefer
それ
a
だけ
more
の資金を捻
practical
出してるん
solution.
でしょうね。確かに。4ヶ月のすればより現実的な解決策を提示してくれるものと思ってきたけど。要は、これで働きたくねえって働かなきゃ生活できねえんだって言ってるスト破りもいたので、
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A
こちらを預
hard-nosed
けるのは
tactic
目
with a
的
side
の
of
強硬戦
mockery.
略と思ってた。
But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates.
Yeah,
The one
don't-
whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, call me mañana.
コールミーマナーニャ。マニャーナ。マニャーナ。
This checks out.
ゲートにスト破りたちを配置したのはあんた
The
か。
scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrog, come to
Jamrog
plead for
から
work
仕事
where
をもらい
the
に
union
来て
refuses to?
組合に拒絶されている。同じスト破りを意味する言葉でもスキャブは少々侮蔑的な言い方。へえ。
Don't let her answer it herself.
ストライクブレイカーに表現を改めよう。あいつらはあそこに愛したのはあんたなんだろう。
If these strike breakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
なるほどね。もしそうだとしても言えないよと。そんなのは機密情報なんだから言うわけないじゃんっていうことですね。
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you.
ゴーモンってやつはそれからどうなったんだ？
Mr. Clare told him to. How did he put it? Fuck off, midget.
うせろちび。
Gaumont
背の
is
低を。
short of stature, you see.
クールじゃない。
Keep in mind, this is a
クレア氏が前から仕事が変わってて交渉人に対してそういう態度を取
and
った
who
とい
was
うこ
more
と。
than fair with him and the union.
そしてゴーモン氏がクレア氏や、組合と対等以上の関係、話し合いをしてきた人物だということ。組合のボスだというクレア氏について教えてくれ。
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity.
それは彼が
Say
常
one
に
thing about him, it's that he always
労働者の利益を第一に考えている。
puts the workers first.
うん。
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
イブラート氏はとんでもなく腐敗している人物。クレアは高潔な人物。
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
そんなにやばいやつなのか？
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably
双子の江戸川氏ぐ
nepotistic,
ら
then
い
it's
でし
his
ょ。
twin brother, Edgar.
待てよ、あれがもう一人いるっての。
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
片方が組合の長としての任期を終えるともう片方が交代でその座につく兄弟政治をやってるわけですね。
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo.
子供のいたず
While
ら
in
みたいな感
office,
じで
they'd
入れ替わる
embezzle
ことで
God
任期が
knows
上
how
限と数を
much
下
of
げ
their
てきた。
workers' dues.
なるほど。本来労働者たちの給料に充てるはずだったお金をいくら横領しているか分かったものじゃない。クレア兄弟を除いた組合そのものについてはどう見ている？
The Debarders Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that.
つまり組合に関して腐敗を進ませた者がいると。
Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... How do you say?
A mob. The Debarders are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
公安労働者組合はもはや犯罪組織同然です。残念なところに彼らは我々ものっぴきならない事情によってそんな彼らと協力関係を結ばざるを得ない状況になりそうなのですかね。力をかなり持っているもんな。
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
イグラートしてその弟を突き上がらせる結果となってしまった。
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debarders Union is...
公安労働者組合。実質社会主義を掲げたマフィアだな。エヴァショールの正規を吸い取っている。巨大なヒールだな。この辺は、このゲーム自体がどこの国から発売されたものなのかよく知らないですけど、 社会主義を掲げたっていう言い回しもちょっとアメリカ人っぽい感じはするんだよな。なんか割と極端で社会主義的なことに関してかなり意味嫌う言いますよね。だから割とちょっとした、国民皆保険であったりとか、ああいったものに関しても社会主義的であるとして否定する人たちが結構いるっていう話なんで、そういう意味では社会主義を掲げてると言えるのか。ちょっと合わないかな。レバショールの制御をする巨大なヒル。
Indeed, and a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers.
もう一つ、選挙で何らかの事件があったと言ってたわ、あれは。
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
先代の組合のボスだったのに彼女が突然姿を消した。
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
なんか、ちゃんとしたミステリーめいてきたぞ、話が。
This forewoman, her name?
その女ボスの名前は
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name.
内報ではホリーとなっている。
In private correspondence, Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the union's files.
おそらく何らかの脅迫をされたんだろうな。
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter.
あくまで組合の問題ということで何もできなかった。手出しができなかったのか。
The point of the presentation is
兄弟の周囲ではこういうことが起きているということ。
Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
話題を変えよう。
How else can I help?
これまだ3番の港のストライキについてもっと詳しく教えてくれっていう質問をしただけでこの物量あったんだな、今。マジか。
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
割といろいろな情報を握っているわ。
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
あなた方のお名前と身分証の番号を確認させてもらう必要がある。やべえ、身分証を持ってね。
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57.
やべえ。
And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, detective?
俺がつい最近珍しい病気を患うようになったと相棒が言ってただろう。身分証をなくしたのもその病気と関係してるんだ。
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
あんまり詳しく言わないことにしようか。そうなるね。
I can't hear you, darling. Speak
あ
up, please.
あ
Oh dear.
脳に何らかの障
Some
害。
kind of encephalopathic amnesia.
よかった。
I
ちゃ
don't
んと
even know how to
ちゃんと
respond.
理性的に判断してくれた。
I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCA.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
これはレッドスキルチェック再挑戦できない記憶喪失であることに同情されている。 まあ、例えばどんな協定だ？
I mean, favors for favors.
ある種の闇の同盟を結ぶんです。
Consider this. Perhaps she has been planning it all along. That you convince yourself into colluding with her.
ちょっと 58%、72%。72%か。いや、もうちょっと角度を上げたいね。なんとか見つけてみせる。
Of course. But before we do, officers, let me be perfectly clear. The situation is extremely
命の
volatile.
件について
The
話し合
sooner
うの
we
が
can
早
speak
け
about
早
this
ければ早いほ
finishing
ど。
business, the better for all of us. Why, yes, I am. Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Lucayo.
俳優。俺たちはレバショールにいるんじゃないのか？
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the
Ah.
island of Lucayo.
なるほど。
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued. It's for crossing long distances in a...
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich. Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down. You're not? Okay then. Just keep on admiring.
Good.
とりあえず今のところ、言いたいことは、とりあえず身分証を見つけて、身分を証明して、話を聞き出す。っていうことでいい
Of
か。
course, detective.
Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep... Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are
急
evil.
に語りかけてき
You
たけ
didn't
ど、
make it that way, and you won't let it
そうだな、
break
俺は波に乗れてる。
you. You ride. A little. You make money. You got gills, baby. Got those black papers with the face. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. Sure, sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not? Are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo.
わからない。なんで俺はこんなに見る？
Because of the taxes, G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every... Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol?
なんだこの話。なんで急にこんな話が始まったんだ？税金なんて取られてないと思って。
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax.
連合税。
98% of all your money.
こんな話をしても俺の考え、俺の金の問題は解決しない。ただちょっと自由主義的にはなるけどな。思考を受け入れま
What
せ
are
ん。
you, a racist? Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal free market advocate.
うるさい。うるさい。多分思考が追加される可能性があったのかな。この辺わかんないけど。 待って。こんなもんかな。
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest edge. The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's
とりあえず行ける範囲の街の周囲の人々に話しかけましたと。話しかけた結果が約4時間プレイ時間にして、でさあ戻ってまいりました。
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Hard to say. Your vision is blurred. Cop habit. This isn't case related, you think? No.
あ、失
These
敗。
tracks are not interesting at all.
今予想。
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in
Ooh.
the East Delta Commerce Center.
電話ボックス。プッシュ形式で、プッシュボタンがマトリックス形式で並んでいて、会社の名前にされて立ち去る。開かない。で、例のクソガキの前に、死体の腐敗臭だ。金と回復アイテム。ラッキー。とりあえずこのガキをなんとかしないといけない気がするんだが、一回メンブレ食らってるんですよね。
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
このやべえクソガキどもをなんとかして話を聞き出さなきゃいけない。これは骨が折れる。
Kuno's got this.
見た限りでは12歳に満たない年齢だ。
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno!
ちょっといいか、警察
Right
も
in
ん
the
だ。
dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
チンポに当てろ、食うの。そいつのチンポにぶつけろ。子供たちはあなたを無視している。
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire.
俺の担当現場でそういう悪態をつくな。俺の担当現場で石を投げ、ちょっと待って、それはどういう意味だ。石を投げるな。
Kuno, yeah! Right in the mouthful!
Shits himself.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the...
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
キムどうしよっか、これ。
We shouldn't do anything.
エネルギ
You
ー。
will see.
The language these kids are using. Pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
お前たちは兄弟か。
Fuck are you talking?
He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
頼むよ、いくつか質問したいだけなんだ。
Entertain the Kuno. Show me.
The kid moves his hands like irregular speech patterns, overconfidence. Could this kid be on drugs?
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it?
そこの背景例が気になっている。
Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig.
分かった、来るぞ。まあ、なるべく刺激しないように。
Fuckface. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Shitload, pig.
Don't tell the pig.
This is where you quickly ask him questions.
迅
Real
速に
cop
質問するつもりだ。
questions, like a cop.
この周辺で怪しいものを見なかったか。
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty Kuno.
あれがどうやってんす
Probably
か。
climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno? Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking Mesco or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction
分か
novel.
った、それ自体のことだ
Kuno
わ。
didn't smoke him if that's what you mean.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
こいつが誰か知ってるか。
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
それじゃ誰
Kuno
か知ら
knows
ない。
all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo. You're testing Kuno.
Get lost.
ふふふふわけわかんねえ、この会話。難易度が高すぎる。
Kuno's Kuno pig.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly, the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
クーのそれギャングの名前が何かか。
Yeah, Kuno's in a fucking gang. In a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Magie. Bangs for Mazda. Bangs for...
Watch out, Kuno. He's trying to fiddle you. He's gonna put his hands on you. Help! Pig's got Kuno. Help! Ray!
Help! He's got the Kuno.
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
俺はもう行くよ。
Get out of here before the Kuno beats the shit.
Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass out of here, fat boy.
Bang! Got bugged by the Kuno.
結局メ
We alright?
ンタルやられ
Wanna
る。
get fucked again? Come back.
結局何の情報も得られないまま精神ダメージが食らったけど、回復させておきますか。よし。結局何の成果も得られませんでした。これ正解ルートあんのか。あるんだろうな、きっと。子供用のはしご。
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judged.
He's about to blow. Cop's gonna blow, Kuno.
Active decay.
He's about to blow.
背を向ける。でも調べなきゃいけないでしょ。どうすんのこれ。インタラクトできる。
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? There's no reason to wing in. 3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him. Okay then. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good.
いやー。こいつをなんとかしない限りは意味がない。これをやるしかないのか。吐き気を我慢して鼻から手を離す。要は多分これクリティカル出さないと失敗ってことでしょ。でもこれしか選択肢ないもんな、今選ぶ。やってみるか。えい。失敗。おぞましい悪臭だ。無遠慮にお前の口から侵入してくる。匂いというよりもむしろ熱に高まるんだ。その場から離れる。うわぁ。ゲロ吐きました。
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body until a pool of vomit lies under your feet. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool.
他の蒸留酒の匂いと知識をクソしたい目。クソしたい目。悪いな。
The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
そうか、アンモニア
The
どこ
young
で
woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell.
庭師の若い女性が匂いを軽減するために使う塩のことを言ってたな。
If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fleet store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
なるほどね。ああ、チュートリアル的なことをここで教えてくれてるんだ。ああ、へえ。アンモニアをどうにかして手に入れれば、吐き気を我慢して、いろいろ死体に対してやれると。いい。了解です。ハンカチちょっと勝ちついてる。売れるぞ。これ予備検査吐き気を抑えて近づくだけでいい。アンモニアを手に入れよう。OK。これで男性部をさらにしておき。
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days
塩をま
ago.
だ持ってるか分けてほしい。
Sure,
お、
I'm done with them.
やった。
Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
やったー。使い方がわかんない。とりあえず。
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Noted.
Maybe more than
チェック成
12.
功。
No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toe. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 45. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Even impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gate is You're not bad. It's as if the whole world. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. 8. And yet another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the...
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
重量級のやつがいる。これが気になりますよね。
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly...
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
多分被害者は意識を失っていた。
Even easier to carry on a stretcher or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. A woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else?
妙な。
Interesting. Let's name it the odd soul. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? A drummer only uses the right foot for the kick drum. You're right, it's stupid. Perhaps it could be a driver.
ドライバーならアクセルが右側に。
Before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
納得
We
しない
should
ので
keep
す。
our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the court.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Ravashol.
1
7 days
週
below
間の
freezing.
根拠は
The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
7日間はずっと氷点下だった。被害者が吊るされた日の前の日が、最後の暖かい日だった。なるほど。だから地面に足跡が残るとしたら7日前以前になるってこと？
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures.
0度以下の気温は足跡を良好な状態で保存する。この場でさえ起こった2週間前である可能性が高い。あんたはここで何が起こ
What
った
do
と
I
思う？
think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his
光を
direction.
見上げた。足跡を見る限りではリンチが行ったように。
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over. The lieutenant's eyes narrow.
Either way. What else?
足跡はもう十分検証した。
What do you see?
で、あとインタラクトで見れるのがやっぱ
There he still is, looking right through you with his
アン
white
モニアを
eyes.
所持してるだけではダメなのかな。背を向ける。これアンモニアを使うのか、装備するのか。 装備するわけではない。装備するわけではない。アンモニアのアンプル。あれ使い方がわかんない。遺体を調べろ。吐き気を抑えて近づくだけでいい。使い方がわかんねえ。
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eye. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces the second time.
あ、
Not so
結局
much.
吐くじゃん。
When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
え？どういうこと？アンモニアは全然効かないじゃないか。
Nor does the wind right now. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw
吐い
up,
てばっかり。
initial autopsy. Throw up, baguette. Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way.
あんた
I
平
think
気
I've
そうだ
lost
ね。
my sense of smell.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too.
何か別のことをやらないか。俺は他の問題を解決しに行きたい。
That's probably a good idea. Clear our heads. But before we can do that, you need to get your shit together.
ケツをしっかり締めて気合い入れるんだ。わかった。
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet
獲得した思考を内面化すれば特殊なボーナス。
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
警官や人間には一冊がふさわしくないことだ。本来であればふさわしくされまとまってなければならない。それではふさわしくは30分ほど尻の山2つをぐっとさせておけ。
Yes?
Hello again, officer. Since the street sign's messed up, there's the pier, the Cape Side apartment, the harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't. Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the just coast. There's a little. It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it no problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
交代積クソ圧縮機を装備して習得しろ。これもチュートリアルだったんだな。なるほど。南に行くと何がある？なんかある。
There are clothes inside.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality.
Save the economy? That sounds off.
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in. Very cool. The economy.
You see a Samarran street vendor surrounded by
だ、露天商が出てきた。
The name Sileng.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool. You're very cool. Thank.
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
Don't shoot, officer. Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown? Of course, I'll come quietly. But perhaps I could convince you to arrest some of my wares, officer. With your money, maybe?
ここで売ってるのはどういうもんだ？
Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, district. Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits. Just
You glance around the decrepit buildings.
it's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
キム本当なのか？販売許可がいらないってのは。
Yes. Anyone can say.
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city and its law officials are so hyper cool.
俺のようにクールなデカには割引してくれない
No
かい？
need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything.
But did he first mark them up 100%, just so that
My man, you know how the game is played. You and me, anything for you.
あんたが売ってる食料品
You
人
mean
道
you
支援
can
物資と書いてある。
Prepackaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, real.
no hassle? There's a little of a hassle here. It
転
appears.
売不可と書かれているようだが、
No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers.
Wait, Humanex, humanitarian aid.
あそこにあるヒューマノックスのトラックはあんたのところの供給業者のものか？
What?
A convincing performance, bruh.
Look, officer. I'm just a retailer. You'd have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply chain. That's how the game works.
Interesting.
Me? It's a boring story, officer.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism. But the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left. No, it's very cool, officer. You're a cool cop for caring about those things. You should buy cool.
見るよ、ありがとう。
There's a pile of cheap
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles.
金使いたくないんだよな、あんまり。指なし手袋。電気化学にプラス1。 ほーん。質屋に銃を質屋に入れたみたいなこと言ってなかったか。
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword.
Hell yeah, man. I don't usually carry printed tees, but this one... A fan? No, I wouldn't go that far. Most people don't think that the man from Yelmdale really existed, but they're wrong. I mean, even if the man from Yelmdale...
Okay.
You sound skeptical. It's not. Besides, I've been to Kotla. Though not...
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual smells like worn cotton. Worn cotton with a side of flea market.
Sniffing is okay. But please don't try anything on. Can't.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags. This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive.
You're probably talking about the... I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. Maybe.
お、体積クソ圧縮機が残り5分。
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved, and one especially catches your eye. Deep gut, just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel for... Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music.
持ち物としては袋があるけど、とりあえず話すか。
It's not often that I see it. What can I do for you?
最近何かトラブルはなかった。
myself, though some of my customers have complained about it.
Who are your customers?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are... As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
He's well composed, but entertained. He might be high. If he is, on what?
ああ、電気化学4。平成がハーブに気づいた。
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Pyrrolidon, a drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects.
目が黄色くなる。
Makes your eyes turn
幻覚が
yellow.
見える。ちょっとサングラスを外し。
Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them.
ただ気になっただけだ。あ、落ち着け。俺も落ち着いた。
I've had to take it. You know, since
民
the
衆の
people's
原子炉の
heart
悲劇
been
があ
up,
ってから、
I was with the
俺は緊
emergency
急除
relief
染隊に
brigade.
所属していたんだ。ちょっと待って、そういう原子炉事故みたいな話も出てくるわけ。
He's taken for mental
精神
and
的な
emotional.
民衆の原子炉、それなんだ？
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities.
ああ、メルトダウンが起きたんだ。
Radioactive waste everywhere.
あんたの中にも
Probably
その名
some
残
of it
がある
in
だろ
you
う。
too.
The People's Pile was a Type U
稼働直
particle
後に
decay
誤作動を起
generator
こし
that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive, a primitive nuclear reactor.
原始的
Also
な
called
原子炉のことで
pile.
パイルと呼ばれる。おー。
Construction began during the commune of Revachol. The people continued work on it after the commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy. Needless to say, an emergency valve defect resulted in
緊急
steam
バルブの
pressure
欠陥により
blowing the turbine, taking the fuel
蒸気圧が
containment
タービン
vessel
が
up
吹き
in
飛ば
the
され
explosion. Both
爆
the
発。
faulty design and lack of finances contributed あ
あんたが所属してた緊急除染隊について
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help the fire.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a...
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no. So much disappointment. And early deaths. Cancer mostly.
ほとんどは癌で若くして死んでいった。
Coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. No one's. Everyone's.
なかなか重たい歴史の過去の歴史が
A bunch of poor people built
あるんで
themselves
す
a
ね。
primitive nuclear reactor. The cleanup happened 15 years ago. So I came to Martinez. People told
マ
me
ルティネー
don't
ズは
go
クソ
there.
黙りだって。
It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from.
話を聞かせてくれてありがと
I
う。
like the theory more than the story. Outward.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
ところであんた銃を持ってたりしないか市民軍の警官が持っているようなやつだ。
Someone else came here earlier
彼女に
today
すぐに
asking
撃っ
the
たよ。
same question.
あんたが数日前に父を入れた銃をな、やっぱ芯入れてたんじゃねえか、お前。
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
待ってくれ。俺があんたに銃を撃っただって。
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a
自
service
分にはレバショー
weapon
ル
of
市
the
民軍の武器を
Revachol
持つ価値がないと言ってい
citizens
た。
militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts vote on a mission.
買ったやつも
She
警官だっ
didn't
た。
seem like a policeman.
自分のことをピ
Although
ッグ
she
と呼ん
kept
でいた。
referring
妙
to
な話さ。
herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just truth.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
俺だってこの状況が気に食わないさ。悪かった。銃を撃ちまって悪かったよ。もうこれ一択だな。
Yeah, it's not good. I do hope we manage to clean this mess up somehow, while also
買っ
keeping
た
our
やつがどこにい
focus
るか
on
わか
the
る
murder
か。
investigation.
My apologies,
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it.
of course.
あんたは捜査の助けになってくれるかもしれない。
I doubt it, but I'll
最近あんた
do
首
my
つ事
best
件
to
つ
keep
知ら
my
ない。
distance from all manner of butch.
He doesn't know anything.
要はそれだけ
The
だ。
pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on
売
the
りたいものがあるんだが。
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
今売
Another
るものが
time,
ない。
perhaps. Sure thing. Sure, man.
うん。
volumetric ship
思考習得。体積クソ圧縮機。はあ。
Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today.
警察官のクソが
Shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495
金属水素並みのクソ密度は
These
瀕死。
metallic hydrogen levels of
何
shit togetherness
何
are thought to exist
なんだっ
only
て
at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit's singularity
耐
lasts.
久力のホワイトスキルチェックをすべてアンロック済み。学習上限が4に増加した。はあ。
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know
ページ
you're
タイプなんてのがあるのか。
Yes. Guess what's yours?
面目ない刑事か。
Yes. Sorry, cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
わかったわかった。他にどんな刑事タイプがあるんだ。
You know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go?
面目
Of
ない。
course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this. Like, that won't happen.
アンジ君から厳しい自己批判という。お前は哀れなクソ野郎だ。後悔の念に苛まれる警官、宇宙企業に従事する刑事層。この仕事はお前にやっていない。上司の足元に這いつくばってるのはお似合いだ。何の話だよ。さあ、本気で自己批判をするのだ。プラス1百科事典。これをスロットに、スロットはこれ、複数ある、こんだけ数があるって認識でいいのかな ?1、2、3、4、5、6個。この問題を乗り切るしかない。とりあえず誰かに今指ベッドを鳴らしておけ。わかんねえ。内面化ってやってみる？厳しい自己批判。 で、クソデカ圧縮なんたらを手に入れたので、気力回復しとこう。
There he still is, looking right
しっ
through
かりと気を引き
with
締
his
めた。
white eyes. The body below
72%。
is
それでも
entirely
72%。
to that corpse smell,
いけ。
emitting it. As
Yeah.
you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring
死
itself.
体ってどれも
Did
こう
you
なる
after
か。
7 days? Yes.
The man before you is naked, but for a
下
pair
着とエ
of
ナメル質のブーツ以
underpants
外には
and
何も身に
enamel
つけていない。
boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins,
タトゥーが
and
消えかけ
blotched
ている。
by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his
コンテ
chest
ナ用
and
ベルト。
shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above
ベル
appeared.
トを観察す
The
る。
hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, this is a steel
煮
reinforced
しめ用の
cargo
ベルト
lashing
で、
belt.
普通のコンテナ用ベルトの兄貴分だ。
It's used for tying cargo under six-rotor airships.
なぜかは聞かないでほしいんだが、空輸貨物用の煮しめベルトだと思う。そうだもんな。その、主人公以外にはこうやって対話する謎の人格、内なる人格っていうのが存在しないわけだから。
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for
あれは
strapping
補
cargo
強され
to
てい
them.
るタイプ。だから給油用。俺の頭脳がそう言ってる。
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle
この
containers
港は
around.
6ローターの飛行
I
船を
get
使っ
the
てコン
sense
テナ
they
を
use whatever
地
was
域
in
間で
hand
移動さ
without
せている。
paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
犯人たちはベルトから足がつくことも考えずに、とりあえずその場にあるものを使ったと見える。港にいる港湾労働者が吊るしたという線で行くのか。
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes.
うん。
Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
数字が通ってるの僕は理解。
70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report. This belt worries me.
犯人たちはどうやっ
A
たん
noose
ですかね
is
仕
one
上
of
げた
those
んだ。
things that's easier to use one way around.
あの子供用のはしごを使ったのか。
That ladder can't carry a
あ
grown
れじゃ
man.
成人男性は運べない。しかも隠しは全くの無傷だ。
Did you?
僕が思うに、犯人たちはベルトを投げ縄のようにしてあの枝に引っ掛け、それからベルトを引っ張ってバックルを締めたんだろう。
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
枝の形状がその説を支持している。枝の形状。
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes
遺
getting
体
them
を下ろすのは
down
想
more
定よりも苦労し
problematic
そう
than
だ
I
な。
had assumed.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt.
タトゥーを感じ。あ、間違え
His
た。
eyes are milky white. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode. From the organic processes, the corpse looks right. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across
複
the
雑な
torso.
網目が胴体に広がっている。右肩から溝落ちにかけてラインが交差するすべての点に
A
小さ
small
な
white
星がある。
star is formed in their crossing.
数百もの消えかけた星印が死体の皮膚に散りばめられており、
Their
心
concentration
臓付
is
近で水が
highest
高くなっている。
around his heart.
これは夜空の星図か？
A map of the stars. I do see.
As if someone left out most of the night
誰かが
sky.
夜空に自分の好みのフィルターをつけて星の大部分を省略したかのよう
The
に。
principle of this filter remains unknown
う
to
ー
you. The
ん。
thought dissipates, and you feel as though you
こ
were
のタトゥー
only
の謎は
half
素通りできないな。
So am I.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun hold. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it
一種
open.
のカメラだ。
Sounds like a sword being
なんだ
Let's
それ。
get sunshine.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices.
Shit, Kuno!
An instant color camera. have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of...
In case we need it.
死体のタトゥー。右肩からみぞおちにかけて星が散りばめられている。あんまりよくわかんないな、このサイズ感だと。
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it. Sure. Just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute, and the material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in delicate and fragile. They feel alien to the world around you.
靴が上品な清潔感のある。分厚いポリマー繊維の靴下を履いている。
These are clearly not
ブーツじゃなくアーマード、全身用フルセットのうちの一つだろ
う。Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Sabaton.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
フェアウェザー社。アーマーの一番残りの部分。この材質はなんだか場違いに見える。
It is. It's
非常に高価なものだ。ほ
う。We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that, for a full set, about 4
給料4年分装備一式で。
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 rial, unadjusted for rank.
Not too much, yes.
かなりの発給な通りでホステルの宿代も払えないわけだ。
It's a sorry situation, I agree. Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form.
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests
会社の警備員だった可能性がある。あくまで噂だが、事前情報。
Just something I scraped together from my station.
警備員にしては先進的すぎる装備だ。
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
A small bell-like sound. The pry bar in your hand is itching for some action.
脆そうな音だ。やだよ。壊さねえよ。
Anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely.
Faint organic lines cover the like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant materials.
情報量が多いよ。読み切れないよ。この素材は何かを連想させるがなんだ？
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-section. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more.
そこでお前はあることに気づく。
The whorls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50.
木目は次のようなアルファベットと数字の組み合わせを形作っている。E50、100、1000。右のサバトンにシリアルナンバーがあるようだ。
Can you read it to me?
E50、100、1000。
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
やったね。ブーツを脱がす？脱がす。
The stench fills your nostrils.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutus! whistle! What's wrong with you, asshole?
I don't know, baby.
Officer, if I may ask, what were you trying to achieve by putting on the deceased foot?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
それどうやって死体を下ろす？
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
もう十分観察したかな？
The
ど
cadaver
うかな？
slowly twists on. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled
ピン
in
ク
the
色の部
first
分は
hours
死後
of
数
the
時間で
slaughter.
血液が
You
滞留
can
した箇
use
所。
it to see if the corpse has been
こ
tampered
の方
with.
法で死体に手が
Does
加え
his
られてない
position
か？
at the time of death match the Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue.
首から上だけが
His
青み
fatted
がかった
hands,
ピンク色をし
thighs,
ている。
and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color coursing with dark marble.
So, what do you think?
彼は死後垂直姿勢になったと思う。両手と両足と首が変色してる。つまりピンク色の部分は死後数時間で血液が滞留した箇所。この方法で死体に手が加えられていないかどうか確かめられる。彼の死亡時の姿勢と皮膚の変色には食い違いがないか。死亡時の姿勢とピンク色の部分は死後数時間で血液が滞留した場所。で、ピンク色をしているのが両手と両大腿部、首から上だけ。死後垂直姿勢になったと思うっていうことでいいのかな。
Agreed, especially on the neck.
ベルトが止血帯に機能して頭部に血液が溜まった。そうだよな。血液賃貸は首吊り死者によく見られる。
Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death.
A pool of blood and feces.
The victim appears to have contained no...
The fuck he saying?
Talking about shit.
Did we? I don't feel lucky. I do. Most of them are postmortem.
ほとんどは死後にできたものだろう。もしかしたら全部かもな。ああ、そういうことか。あざはついてるけど、死んだ後にできてるから、少年、こいつら、このクソガキどもがやってるってことか。
Stop. It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
But there is no breath to catch.
The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt.
そうなしではベルトに手が届かない。仮にしても空輸に耐える。あの枝を切るのはどうだろう。
Someone else? You mean like the police? Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning? I know it's hard, but I assure you climb up there and saw the ground. There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
港の人間に助ける
I
求め
was
ること
really
にいない
hoping
か。
we wouldn't. The union appear to be suspect in this case.
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
銃で撃ってベルトを切れないか。
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch.
あ
That's
そこで
a
ベ
good
ルトは
spot
バッ
to
クル
aim.
部分でとどまってる。
Where? Ah, yes, I see.
Yeah, now we're talking.
They'll miss. The pigs will miss Kuno.
警部補、起こりうる最悪のパターンは何だ？
I'll blow his head off.
遺体の頭を吹き飛ばしてしまうことだ。
Take it.
Yeah,
Silence. And produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in place. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzle loader. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on
何も
the
言わない。
trigger. The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements.
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow's test was the wrong choice. His shoulder.
Fucking idiot.
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without us.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
銃を貸してくれるか、俺が撃ってみる。
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't.
This is the sorriest pair of.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana boyka. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprising. You've held this. And
The fuck are you waiting for,
the buckle comes into focus in your sights.
ああ、
You
銃
stand
で
with your feet planted firmly
バッ
in
クルを
the
狙
ground
うが、
and your left hand
いけるか？
supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
レッドスキルチェックでは再挑戦はできない。先に左目を閉じる。はい。
Your field of view narrows. The branch, the slow movement of the branch in the wind.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
いけ！
A plume of smoke.
ああ、チェック
erupts
失
from
敗。
the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the. You missed the belt. But
死体の胸をまっすぐ撃ち抜いてい
straight
た
in。the chest.
やっ
Bits
ちまっ
of
た
ribcage
ー。
protrude from the skin. No blood.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry.
Ask for another shot.
や
You'll
っ
get
ち
it
ま
the
っ
next
た
time.
よ
The
ー。
goddamn light reflected off some window. Surely.
ちょっと待って。リロードしてくれるがもう一回やりたい。もう銃を一発撃ったんなら。
The cadaver is all.
It came out wrong. You made it sound like you're some sort of roulette addict looking for a fix. Ask again. More control.
敗北を
Feels
受け入
like
れるよ。
shit, man. How did this happen? Hit him straight in the chest. How horrible. You're so sorry.
I agree. Police work is overrated. It is trying and stressful. However, it is still our.
It's not the gun's fault.
Pigs don't.
Kuno has hands. Kuno can shoot that shit down for you.
That's preposterous! Why?
We still need to get him down somehow. The
Ah.
bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too. From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though.
To the gates. To the gates. But we negotiate.
To ask the suspects for help with the victim's body.
危険だよ
To be
な。
indebted to Evrard Claire? Very much, yes. Which is clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
He's a dangerous and corrupt man.
Yeah? Don't go being someone else's bitches. You're Kuno's bitches.
いやー。まあ、オートセーブ走ったからいいか。いやー、失敗するか。この判定58%。58%全然成功しねえな。
An intricate web of blue lines stretches. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky. But for you to discover, someone who knows about history could tell you.
歴史に詳しい人物なら教えてくれるかもしれないぞ。
Yes?
ダメなのか。缶を集めている。歴史に詳しい人物っていうと、
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the faded marks are too degraded. They look pretty ancient.
Where?
おじいちゃん知ってるなんか。
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may
Yes.
I? Sure, officer. They are the good guys around here. What do you need? No, I'm sorry, officer. I don't even have a key card. Evrard usually... Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote.
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something. He doesn't know anything. Because no one tells him.
Of course he's not a member. I hate the socialist rabble. But even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never
イ
committing
ブラートのためにするちょっとしたことってなんだ。
side already.
Writing work mostly.
書
Occasionally,
き仕事。
he needs something written and oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say.
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer.
だから何かを信じてる
I
だろう。
believe everyone has the right to think and do whatever they want.
Come on, you.
No, thank you.
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
こいつは何にも新規の会話がない。歴史に詳しい人ならタトゥーの意味を教えてくれる。 体力回復アイテムだ。体力も精神力も減りすぎだが。こいつに何か聞いて出てくるかな。
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
あれ、お前なんかいたっけ？
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wire. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal.
君誰だ？
G'day to you, officer.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
そのサラミを少しもらえないか。
Sure thing.
It is salty.
やったー。
It is savory. It is chew.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out.
とりあえずこの日中に一旦死体を下ろさなきゃいけないのかな。なんかそうとも思えんのか。こいつは歴史に詳しそうでもないし。おばあちゃんなんか知ってる？
Hello again, sweetie. Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
Yes, and it seems to me that you do well. And even if he weren't there, I don't think you'd have much use for me. Thank you, but perhaps another time.
特に何も話が聞けない。あ、開いてる。失礼します。
Yes?
なんでもない。
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood. Occasionally, as you step in, he nods toward the table. And okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Goransi Kobe. The man puts his cup down and replies something. His left, he smiles and bangs his ladle against each. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds. He smiles and bangs. It's almost like music, especially with the.
こいつなんもねえのか。
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen.
The winch. Outside. In the backyard. Remember? No. Your fingers do.
ウィンチなんかあったっけ？
Well, if there was a winch, I suppose we could look into it. As Gart is the person to ask about this, the cafeteria manager.
Can I help you? What thing? Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. I don't care. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the night. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly type.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or laying low after the, they probably fucking killed that guy or something.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if...
Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes?
なんかめっちゃ増えた。被害者のタトゥー。アーマーの他のパーツ。食うのに何を知っているのか尋ねろ。製造番号を照合せよ。死体を下ろせ。この辺はサブミッションかな。組合専用ブース。もう一回ちょっとあれか戻って食うのに話を聞くか。
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck about it?
死体のアーマ
Kuno
ー
doesn't give a shit about the armor.
なぜ
Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong with it. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor.
捨てちまったぞ。
He's just pretending that he doesn't care.
捨てちまったってどういう意味
Kuno tried
だ
to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style.
クソを蹴って海に捨てたラグビーみたくな。
Get the fuck out of here trying to fuck on me with... What are you? Fucking 80?
Trying to fuck on Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Yeah? That shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about materials. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The Yeah, cock in boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? came around talking about
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
死体についてはまた。
You're testing. Get lost. Yeah, the kingdom of Kuno. The fuck do you want with it? Dunno.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Erie Uppergite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Erie Upper.
Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit.
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in
3
March
月に
anyway?
温室で
What
何
kind
を
of
していた？
gardening is done in Yes, it seems suspicious. You
め
don't
ちゃ
write
め
things
ちゃくちゃ
in
サブクエ
like
多い
that.
な。
Suspicious.
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed. Fuck does Kuno?
The lieutenant.
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't...
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
?さっき会った男だよな。あ、それと製造番号の報告をしなきゃいけない。
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sure, officer. What's the number? Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call...
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service. The crown jewel in the moral
57.
In the cabin, you see.
OK。とりあえずこれでアーマー。なんかようやく刑事物らしくなってきたというか、なってきた分、はこっちじゃないのか。どこだっけ？さっきの水門がどうたら言ったの。こっち側に行くと本屋だったような気がするが。違う、ここにいるのは船の。今までの話をまとめると、あの死体を下ろすために、クレアっていう、港湾労働者組合のリーダーに、許可を得な、助けを求めなければならないと。銃を2発も外してしまったせいで。で、そうなったときに、そうなったときに、クレアに借りを作ってしまうことになるので、それが非常に良くないんじゃないかという気がしているんですよね。
Well, there's the fishing village. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out. Sure thing.
It is salty.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
マバーニャってあれだっけ？こいつだっけ？違う、シーレングだ。陽気なメスク人、港のゲートか。あ、港のゲート。はいはいはい。こいつじゃないよな。あんたがアーマーに詳しいことを食うのに聞いてきた。
The little boy had it good on his promise to get me into trouble, to sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of word.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official union probe, you know.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not?
アーマーを見つけられればストの糧になるかもしれないし、もう何日か時間を稼げるんじゃないか。
So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of
この
Jamrock.
ケツを掘ってやるとか、どこにいたってお見通しだとか、自分は警察でさえ飼いならしているとか言われてね。
Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble.
つまりクーノのやつ、あんたを脅すために俺たちを利用したのか。アーマーの捜
I
索中に。
learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
技術
I
的
did
な
some
こと。
research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library.
How does it come off?
In parts. Four in
部位
total.
ごとに外す。
The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots was so. As I count, there are two parts missing: the gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them.
It's implied. He finds it up.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you. It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
?アーマーの他のパーツは ういないか。まだいる。おい、クーノ。
Fuck does Kuno care?
クーノアーマー、マニアナとアーマーについて話したよ。それで彼から聞いたが、お前はジャムロック全域の王なんだって。
North Jamrock? Kuno meant everything north of 881. The rooster fucked Kuno's words up. Kuno doesn't do south, doesn't fuck with the madre.
Kuno sent your
Look, pig, Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on. What is this? Trying to be cool with your new asshole? After this shit, you better have something.
Yeah, real interesting.
これはかなり時間がかかるかもしれない。まあ、あんまり重要じゃないんで。
Kuno doesn't fucking. Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come.
死体がもうむちゃくちゃだ。あと18時41分、今からとやれることは、レベルを上げ忘れてるからレベルを上げた方がいいな。何を上げようか。論理、百科事典、習字学、説得の技術、クリエイティビティを概念化する、視覚計算。暗示がこれ以上伸ばせないんですよね。銃持ってないのに銃のスキル取ってもしょうがないしな。視覚、視覚のレベル上げてみるか。こいつに確か話を聞く。
It was clear just an hour ago.
3月だったのにあんたは温室の中に何を言ってた？
Well, this might be the last snow we get. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
Nitrogen and sulfur mostly. And whatever factories and aerostatics exhale too, I guess.
目を細めて彼女をじっと見つめる。け。あ、失敗。大失敗だ。
What does that mean? I don't know. Whatever's on the radio, I guess. What does this have to do with,
We should probably proceed with our business in Martinez. Unless you have more official questions?
Oh, okay. Thanks for keeping me in the.
とりあえずフレアに会って死体を下ろしてもらわないといけないから、それをやりましょう。さあ、割と勝負な気がする。
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Are you admiring my mom? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle.
We still need to get into the harbor. We need help with the tree situation.
Your body continues to betray your degeneracy.
俺の体のことはどうでもいい。俺は警察の人間だ。港に入れてもらう必要がある。
That is precisely the negligence that you reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
ちょっと待ってくれ。アルグルと言ったか。
It means alcohol. I doubt it. My microcephalic race, so.
とにかくあの死体の木から下ろさなくちゃならない。
No, you don't. You need to get another drink.
Oxy, does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Look at my craniology. I am the pinnacle of my haplogroup. The pink blob is a bad example. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war.
なんかまた哲学的なことを語り出したぞ。
Like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Koikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted.
レイシストの優生学の話なんかもう聞きたくねえんだよ。
Frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
「この一連の話、全部あんたが正しい。もういいから死体を木から下ろすのを手伝ってくれないか。平和的に行きたいんだよな、ここは。
Enough with this begging. You should leave this. Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you.
もう話が通じねえよ。何言ってんだよこいつ。
Lined with bottles of Al Ghul. Your beloved beverage. Inside,
there may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own.
メジャーヘッドの人種量を内面化すんのやりたくねえよ。
The best idea. うちのメスはまあできないよね。手強い。これは盗んだ身分証を見せてみる手もあるかな。男が提唱する高等人種理論を学んでみるはやりたくないな。人種差別主義者にはなりたくない。 The man looks at you, silent.
you are not Santiago. Santiago
やっぱダメか。
is not you.
あんたの体に取られてタトゥーにはどういう意味があるんだ。
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the fritter nearby. He must think redheads.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw F. Correct. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your
個人主義こそ俺のジャムだがな。共産主義を愛してやまないということ。謎に包まれた第4の選択こそ俺のジャムだ。第4の選択を愛してやまないということ。
Jam, individualism. You have gotten these ideas from the
ジャムの基本的な意味は国の曲で、ここで登場したロックンロールを意識した言葉選びがなされている。難しい。それはやっぱりディスコの影響だろうな。
Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine.
めちゃくちゃだ。
It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is... I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. The South Island race, haplogroup R4R. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of
4000年前にこの地にたどり着いた。つまり貴様らより数千年早くここを見つけていたのだ。
We are the future. That is all you need to know.
じゃあレバショールに移住する前のあんたは島生まれの島育ちってことが。
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulumbuir are
ああ、もう何言ってるかわかんねえ。理解した。
Good.
今この件について思う。
This racist is better than the last. But the
前
next
回やったレイシストはまだましちゃうと思うが。次にはレイシストの方がもっといいやつなんじゃない。
That will be the...
There always is this?
Race is reality.
ちょっとやってみるか。高等人種理論を学んでみる。でもぶちのめすの無理だろう。どうすりゃいいんだこれ。
Yes?
Race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really
ホワイトスキルチェックだ。再挑戦できる。体装置4、4、4。こっちが概念化4で、10だから、4だからこれ合計9以上出さないとダメで、こっちだと6以上で済む。で、2D6 の期待値は7だから、こっちの方が成功する確率は高いっちゃ高い。一回高等人種理論を学んでみましょうか。
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then...
You are obviously a liberal, Sailorite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to speak. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hat. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina.
あかん、全然わからん。何を言ってるんだ。
Mateo by the golden Pisantic Sea. The Suren of Sur-la-Clé. The other large mondial civilization. The Mesque are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music. As proven by the Maun and the Mesque, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagite are on the ascent. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the soup. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopat. You need to know both types A and B to understand the context for them.
Yeah, you have to have context, you know.
Type B are the unheroic races. Amorphous.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white officer in a suspect.
公式書類で白人と記載するように習っているが。
Yes. To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a hand sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural
アルコールとタバコに
Bad people have
堕落したから
for drinking alcohol and smoking the degenerates
で、ジャガイモを食ってるようなやつらが
for eating
ピンク色の肌をしているんだと。
The Koiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad are all
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Semenese and Areopagite stock. Revacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron. Too mixed to know.
よしあしの区別をつけづらい。
You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the
この星の8万2000年に及ぶ歴史の中で星ごと違うよな、やっぱこれ。
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recorded history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems.
あ、よかった、妄言だった。もう妄言となんか事実の境目がもう全然わからない。その確認は一部の堕落者左派の略奪者がしでかしたことだ。レバー処理の人間は全員でやったことじゃない。過ちは確かにやったが、あれは正しいことだった。さすがの俺も。
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over. Like a fever dream, the revolution came to Ravachol from Grad in Zarath-ridden potato carts. It is literally an illness. The revolution is fatal, familiar.
破滅へと誘う集団悪夢だったんだ。
A hereditary prion condition passed from the
何を聞かされてるんだ俺は一体今。
But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component of the potato plant. Enough of Tibet mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Seminese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father Seminese. The other way around. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
人間同士ならそう大きな違いはないはずじゃないか。生殖能力のない子供が生まれるとは考えにくい。
You are right. You have misunderstood. Then there is the Semino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure? The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man.
すげえな。性格、人格、この他もろもろすべて人種によって切り分けるとこういうことを言い出す人間が出来上がるというやばい事例が。
This will never happen. The Simonese and the Koiko may have similar but enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformities of Type CF. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on? You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race we will see?
Access to the Union is important for our investigation, but there may be another way without becoming a race theoretician.
Hmm. ちょっとやめとくか。
Lost, though. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss.
とりあえず長々話を聞いたけど得られるものは何もなかった。一発ぶちのメスやってみますか。体力3あるし。
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
ああ、ダメだった。
How did
7。
Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it. It hurts.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic. Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians. I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hurt.
なら他にどうやってゲートを通過しろと言うんだ。
There must be some other way.
もう一度裏庭を見に行こう。あそこは港の反対側の端に面している。
Let's think of something.
ちょっとこれはロードで。これはロードでお願いします。裏庭を調べてみよう。それを早く教えてくれねえかな。
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then?
Be still, my beating heart. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below. See that ladder there? It's probably another way into.
モザフェド。
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
I was under the assumption we could ask the leader of this union to help us get this body down. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
一発試すか。17%は低すぎるな。最角2しかないから10以上出さなきゃダメなのか。これはちょっと無理か。今はやめておこう。こっち側に行けるところは何もないのか。あれ、ここには行けない？どこに行きゃいいんだ？小銭だけいっぱい拾えるけど、行ける場所は、こっちには行けないだろ？行ける場所が丸で表示されるんだが、こっち側なのか、やはり。何すりゃいいんだ、こっから。これをクレーンを動かせば、ここが渡れるっていう話なのか、もしかして。
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
一旦戻って、 クレーンが
Race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself.
どこ行きゃいいんだ。
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy. Your finger moves through the various streets, finally coming to a halt on the spot.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the map
地図を
tab.
詳しく表示するには、ジャーナルメニューからマップタブを。ホワイトスキルチェック。
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Mejid.
なるほど。一回戦うとヒントくれるんだな。
The woman still has her eyes fixed.
あー、行き詰まったな。一旦ここで切るか。こっちの方にも何もない。 ちょっと操作が行き詰まってしまったので、クレーンをなんたらって言ってたのは、クレーンを動かしたらなんか道がつながるみたいな話だと思うんですけどね。じゃあ誰がクレーンを動かすねんという話。
Looking for something?
No. He's got a smoke right there in his fucking hand.
It's my last one. Sorry, all done. What, officer? Sorry, I couldn't be of any help.
「あとジャーナルでやんなきゃいけなかったことを」
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
「初心に戻って」なんか増えてる。めっちゃ増えてる人が。もう喋れる人は増えてない。
Can I help you?
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key or from... The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The bed is cold and not particularly...
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9.
9時を過ぎると就寝を
Jim
選
also
べる。
tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet or the weird suitcase on the hat rack. The man is finding it hard not to... Where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here.
面目ないこんな状態で。
No problem, officer.
これなんだっけ？
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
これが意味わかんない。今鏡を放っておく。開かない。この用はないなぁ。ここで会話をするはずだね。とりあえず、死体を下ろすのに銃で失敗したことからもうこの難儀な 状態が始まっているというか。あそこの銃の銃の判定が成功していれば、こんなにうだうだ苦労することにはならなかったはずなんだ。
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decay. The material appears delicate and these are clearly not boots. They're
indeed. Ceramic plate. Zircon under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's
a small bell. The pry bar in your hand is itching for some action.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they like whirls of floorboards. If trees were made of the smooth, glossy surface, the whirls are in the shape of a letter.
Good. Can you read it? We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the read.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos and extremities blocked. As you narrow your eyes, this is a trick. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of the cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
何をすればいいのかもうわかんなくなった。あっちに行ければいいんだよな、多分。で、そのためにここをどけて、入って、登って、出ました。ここを登ります。ここを登るんじゃないのか。でも向こう側行けないもんな。向こう側行ったら戻るだけだし。こっち側も何もない。
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught. The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. The cloak? Well,
the cloak looks like a bag of goods.
もうやることないし、これ飛び降りてみるか。足場から飛び降りてるぞ。行け。
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up. You could have died there. Shit.
Hey! What happened? I understand. We can always come back when you are feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
ダメだ、すべての判定に失敗していく。 あ、ここがあれか、電子扉なのか。だからここの判定に成功してたらでもないもんな。最額プラス1。プラ1持ってんじゃん。プラ2。あ、違う。パンツを脱ぐと才覚が変わる。
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM market.
ズボン脱げば成功確率上がってたんだな、今の。難しいなぁ。手さばきを上げて電気化学はまだ使う場所がないからいいとして、やばいな、気力回復アイテムなくなって気力1しかない。これは非常に厳しい。ここまでたどり着いたけど、ここでチェックに成功してれば飛べたが、それも叶わない。手詰まりじゃね？ちょっとちょっともう一回殴りに行こうか。今からあいつを殴りに行こうか。ぶちのめす。いけ。お、いった。いったぞ。9成功。
A solid strike straight into his throat. The man is reeling. Gasp. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip.
Oh
God. Wrong move. Your head is in his hands, like a pair of forceps crushing you.
Say it. I am a degenerate drunk.
The compression is unbearable. This is causing...
You are a poor player of physical chess.
I'd appreciate it if you... I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hook. There must be some other way. Let's go see the yard again. It faces the other end of the harbor. We're done with Measurehead here.
The loot.
Nice.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
あんなに顔がくっつきそうなほど近づく必要はない。自分が動ける程度の間合いは確保しろ。
Let's talk about our right to work.
判定成功したのにダメだった。もうマジできつい。これ何段階かあんだな、多分。
Descent has only worsened since I
五
last
分五
saw
分。
you. You have really let yourself go.
つっても8出さなきゃいけないのは変わんねえもんな。いやー、手詰まりだ。
Your race descent has only worsened.
今日はここまでかな。
A lorry stuck in the trap. The windows are clear. The fumes of heavy fuel oil waft.
Is this about the questions again? A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe.
She scrunches up her face into.
Fine. For it doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay? A warehouse?
She looks up from.
Fine. For it doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
これなんだ。
The tear machine stands in the corner. A
瓶を入れる。
bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a sack.
やったぜ、15。15しかないのか、まだ。全然足んないな。マジでボロボロなんだが、体力も気力もないし、ギリギリだし。あれだ、あれか。判定が必要って言われたのは、体格か。
tarpaulin cloak with possible arctic.
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. Well, it doesn't seem too...
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind.
なんかあったりしないのか。街灯を取りに行くジャンプができればなんとかなるのか。ここも全ての判定に失敗し続けている。手詰まり感がやばい。なんか出た。あ、いなくなってる。あ、いるわ。いたわ、お前。
The worn and beaten.
We can sit on bench.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
ここはなんだ。全然知らないポイントだ、また。あ、ここいけるのか。開かない。バールとかピッキングでこじ開けられないのか。さっきの場所の裏手か。オレンジ色のルンペン棒。あ、体力回復薬。精神の方が欲しいけど。ここは入れない。
There must be another way into the building.
びっくりした。いきなりめっちゃでっかい声になった。
So much for a quiet smoke.
なんかのバグか。何のバグだ。急にめっちゃでかい音が出てびっくりした。と、あ、気力回復アイテムゲット。やった。探してみるもんだな。
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest end. The door rattles again, but this time.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting
outside. Doesn't matter who
From within comes the faint
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come. No. I'll go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there.
backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east.
Must be another way to the building.
Are you trying to sneak up on me?
Apparently, she doesn't like logic error. She is not sleeping.
Pig's come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out. Then why are you sneaking up on me like that?
Hmm. 進展はなし。
Hey, what's that noise down there?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
このタトゥーについて何か知らない
That's the
か。
man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
つまりあんたはこのタトゥーについて何か知ってるんだな。
Better not tie the fourth day to the bat stay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
とりあえず話は以上だ。これ以上経験値を稼ぐ手段も浮かばないし、手詰まり感がやばい。
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novel. Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
この書籍だけ気になってたんだよな。
Browsing through all the books, suddenly, a particularly high-speed love chronicle next to Irv's life. Next to that,
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce. A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
The maps look old and faded. The maps look the north coast to the east, rolling Hudon. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salam. Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready? That's the spirit. Here we oh yeah, this is what I was made for. A pop quiz is a short examination designed to test your knowledge without any prior warning or announcement. Such exams allow the teacher to assess how thoroughly the students have retained the material at hand. Voila. Now blast.
様々な章を拾い読みながら歴史的出来事のやむことのない不足の広がった反乱を理解するために力を尽くす。
Thanks for nothing. Dolores Day. Dolores.
Dolores Day か。
Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid. Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
どういうことだ？え？
A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? Incorrect. Sola was anointed during the previous century. Sola resigned after an assassin. Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius.
こんなん
He's depicted
大当たりやんけ。
with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is question 2. Who? Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You. An innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world. A literal personification of history. I can do better. Okay, so commonly an innocence does not enforce his or her power through military. Damn. Dolores. Incorrect. Correct. Named the innocence of militarism. He codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve. Franco Negro attempted to solve the
もう
rising
流し読んでます
between the
全然何を
by building a
出
unified
されているのかがも
society in
うわ
which
からない
every man has a place and a mission. But question 3, got it under control. No problem. Solid on this one. It's widespread historical. Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party.
百科事典マジで役に立たね。
This, the world's oldest international
豆知識しか言わない。
spends
答えを言わない。
its time in search of either. There seems to be a mix-up with the sources. At least it clearly wasn't Dolores Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful. Incorrect. Stepan the Incorrect. Catch. Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences. The most famous and important of these was Eleanor Pasternak. He was into final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is, I've got it, honest. Of course, this is my thing. The reason I exist in the zero doubts. Incorrect. While Franco Negro built concrete churches and cathedrals, and while many people, especially the Mesk, consider him a father figure. Oh yes, militarism and national. Yes, obviously. Incorrect. He was a violent bastard, out to torture, maim, and correct. The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, everything from inter-esolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade, congratulations on finishing an F for failure. You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
What's going on with you? Okay.
You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real weirdo. No, browsing through the book again, you still have trouble and your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's probably for the best.
ちょっとあまりに無駄な時間を過ごしてしまったので、ちょっと時間を巻き戻すね。これはちょっと無意味すぎた。ちょっと回復アイテム1個持ってる状態にしておきたいんで、ちょっとすいませんが、こういう形でリロードでやらせていただきます。本読んだらなんか経験値とか獲得できるスキルとかスキルポイントとかあんのかなと思ったら全然そんなことなかったっていう、何にも知らないことに対して知識を問われて総当たりで回答したら落第ですって言われておしまいとは。さすがにちょっと、さすがに意味がわからんこれはきつい。結局できることが港に入って助けを求めることしかなくて、そのために勝たなきゃいけないんだが、デカブツに勝つか、それともなんか、多分、ジャケットを取る、飛び降りる、チャレンジに成功するか、とか、なんかそういう話ですよね、あれ。タバコを入れて一服しろ、バッジを見つけ出せ。完了したタスクもそれなりにあるけど、
Hello again, officer. How are things?
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Evening, officers.
Yes?
Evening, officers. Sure thing.
It is salty.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
A crumpled billboard reading Samaran Butter. Soaked. The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open, and thus out of whatever it is, goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows. It's an acquired taste. Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was the black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater. The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
壊れた支柱を見る。
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Samaran Butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plot within the past
もう72時間以内でタイヤ痕があると。
The vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast. There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linéaire. It's about the right size. And the Caprice 40, very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely the Linéaire. You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on.
Any theories about what happened here?
無謀で破天荒な運転だ。
What kind of car do you think it was?
フーブリス40だと思う。
That's quite likely, from what I can tell. We're not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder? If we must.
タスクが増えた。また増えた。迷惑ドライバーを見つける。
Evening, officers.
西の海岸でだから多分まだ先の話だな、このタスク。やれることが全然なくなってきたぞ。 時間経過をするのが無理なのがちょっときついな。多分これ一人になったらいけるんでしょうけど。
Hello again, sweetie. Yes, dear.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of...
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? For the room, 60 real. Like what? I was rarely enjoying...
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You see a heavy... The cobalt blue surface feels rough. Old cobalt paint. The door does not budge.
動かないか。動かないだろうなと思って。
The door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance.
Yes?
あと残ってるタスクが、1日の終わりの打ち合わせっていうのが22時以降にってなってるんですけど、2時間時間を潰す術がない現状。というわけで、もう2時だし、一旦この辺で終了しましょうか。取れ高なかったな今回。死体を下ろせ。これだな。死体を下ろせで失敗したのが超痛いな。よし、今日のところはこれで終わりましょうか。ではでは、一応セーブをしておいて、はい。なかなか港に侵入する方法が見つからない。一応なんだ、レイシストになることで打ち解けるっていう手はあるっぽいですけど、ちょっと最悪その可能性も探りつつ、一旦終わりにしたいと思います。お疲れ様です。